Los caminos de la vida
no son los que yo esperaba.
como me imaginaba. No son como yo quería. Yo pensaba que la vida era distinta. Ese güey Guillermo siempre me la pela.
Me dijo medio Maraquel.
Okay.
Jumps into that one.
So we're gonna go see Los Temerarios or what?
I'm down.
You
Okay, I
wanna
was
go?
thinking about that
Los
shit.
Temerarios? I don't know.
Just the guys,
I have to search up like I know a lot of their songs, but I have to like kind of get a recap of what they're
Yeah,
saying.
that's what I was doing this week, bro. I was listening to that shit.
But then again, it's because like you guys are more in a similar age. Like like
For like 4 years.
you guys are up there. You get me? Like I just
senior
can't.
citizen
Like-
up there.
I can't relate.
Like
yet.
extremely up there.
Yeah. Like,
Bro, you're like 1 year younger than me.
You're still up there.
Remember that one time we did a podcast and then we were in the car and he was jamming out to Los Temerarios with us? We were
Yeah,
playing like
yeah,
throwbacks.
He
But
knows
yeah,
it.
that's the thing that I listened to when I was
That's
a
because
kid.
he's
what
up
I'm
there
saying.
too.
That's
Yeah.
everybody knows.
Honestly,
it.
all y'all motherfuckers up there, bro. I can't relate, but
Wait, you're how old are you? You're
Shut
23, right?
up.
yeah.
Yeah, 23.
24.
Damn, 23. That's
24,
crazy.
no?
No, 25.
Dumbass. Alright.
25.
And he said he knows us.
Fucked up. Very fucked up.
How much money do you guys think you would need to live comfortably for the rest of your life?
10 million.
Comfortably.
10 million?
Well, that's why I play the lottery, dude. So I'm just in the hopes.
Like a realistic number?
Yeah. Like to live comfortably. Whatever your
Like
definition.
now? Like
It's
now?
'cause
Or
Yeah.
there's many categories to that because you could take money and go live somewhere else.
I say like
right. So your idea of what you need in your head. And like if you give me this much money, I'd be good.
I think 10 million is
I was
probably right
about to say
that,
10.
yeah.
10 mil?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
it's like I could pay off my house. I could get a decent sized house. I could pay off like let's say like my car, my truck, or whatever. Help my kids through school, and then like just live comfortable. But I also use that money to invest like in properties and shit. You know,
Exactly.
get back some money off. Obviously,
So
or
you-
maybe
you-
open a small business.
you guys don't think that you guys could be good with $1 million?
You can, but then
In
again,
today's money, it's not worth. It's not.
but then
enough.
again, it's like, have you seen
What-
like how easily people go through like $1 million? Like they like that.
Yeah, but
dude.
those are dumb people.
Well, if you give him $1 million, by tomorrow he won't have it.
Yeah.
Type shit.
Who?
Him.
to go to Japan.
Ooh.
oh, baby.
If you give this guy $1 million, he'll probably go through it too. You probably put like another 30K in your Nissan, right?
Inside joke.
Inside joke. Inside
It's
joke.
a fact though. Like $1 million is not gonna really get you that much. In
Like we
today's
look at it
money,
like,
bro.
man, $1 million is a lot of money, but when you break it down, it's not a lot of money.
To live comfortably,
is a
you
lot.
It is a lot.
It is a lot of money.
If you're sm- if
It
you're
is a lot of
smart.
money.
If you're
Okay.
smart with your money, and then you do the right moves, which I can't tell you what the right moves, because my right moves might not be the right moves for you.
Like 20,000.
20,
buy the whole reel of lottery tickets.
20K with the lottery ticket.
He buys the whole gas station.
Look at it this way. Look at it this way, guys. It's an investment, all right. free fucking lottery tickets.
Lottery
Right?
ticket.
I mean, buying a laundromat is actually a good business.
I see
It is.
that.
I've heard about that.
They like-
Or like the vending machines.
Vending machines.
Like for like,
Yeah.
it's like
That's
let's see how much
crazy.
we made today. He pops out a stack of ones and shit.
Hell yeah, bro. That's money right there, dude.
Yeah, but I seen like there's like, yeah, that's like a whole like little wormhole going down the vending machine shit. Like the way that you can make money off of it, but then there's maintenance costs to the fucking machines
Refilling it.
before you actually start making profit and shit like that. Like,
And then now, like, a lot of vending machines are going through the with the phone shit.
Oh, the
tap.
cashless.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's like a lot of vending machines that I like, for example, that I see at work, and I don't carry cash, so it's just like I see, I'm like, oh shit, like it's only cash. So that's literally they just lost somebody that was potentially gonna buy something because they don't have the little like tap to or use
The
your
tab,
card.
right?
Yeah, so that's a lot of money you can make off laundromat, vending machines, but like you said, like maintenance costs and stuff like that. Because that's what we need at our job.
did you give me a number on how much you would need?
Like
Yeah,
to live
it's-
comfortably, honestly, $1 million.
$1 million?
$1 million?
Mm-hmm.
See, I want to contradict that because think about it.
Okay, let me kick us off real quick.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I want to I thought it was gonna be a quick number. I thought it was gonna be a quick number, and then we get into it. But
Kick us out, Compa table.
That's why I was surprised you started with that. I was like, don't you want to kick us off first? Like, because this is gonna get deep.
I thought everybody was gonna give one number, and then that's it, and then we kind of like just go from there. But it went into,
Everyone
like,
got deep into
That's
it.
what I'm saying. All right, fuck it, go.
Take us out, brother.
What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Compas y Chelas. Here chilling once again on a Saturday at 10 in the morning.
10:15 to be exact.
I'm tired.
Tired.
Motherfucker
But,
tired.
you know, here with your compas, we got Compa Johnny,
What's up, yo?
Compa Memo,
What up, everybody?
Compa Oscar,
What's up, everybody?
and your Compa Gustavo. And yeah, as you guys heard, we were just about to get into like this little conversation. These guys were about to duke it out and go at it. So, man, go ahead.
They're
Ding,
about to
ding,
duke it
ding.
up. duke
Ding,
it up-
ding, ding.
They're about to duke it out with the fake millions that they think they
For real.
I'm gonna throw my shoe at him, bro.
He's like fake big bank, take fake little bank.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, fuck
But,
it.
okay, go ahead on like what you were gonna say.
So I was gonna say, what like a house to you? What size home would be considered for you like comfortable?
Well, the thing is, I actually don't like big houses. I like small
that's what I'm
houses.
saying.
Like for me, like a condo, that's literally perfect for me. So that's why I said
a
like
condo
how much
where?
would a condo run you? Though, what's your comfort?
Honestly, like I'll say somewhere like suburban area.
I'm talking about money wise, like
Money-wise?
price wise. What would that condo run you?
I mean, condos don't run expensive, probably like around like a good condo like around 100K.
So that's already 1/10
Nah,
of
that's-
your million.
There's
That-
condos that go
You're
up to
looking at more than
like
100K.
200, 250.
A comfortable one, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
because when he said 500,000, I'm like, dude, let alone let's say you got a house or let's say like a condo for his case, that's already half of that 500.
That's right. That's where I was going to.
No, I
that,
said
right.
$1 million.
He said $1 million. Yeah. He
Oh,
said
my
$1
bad,
million.
my
Yeah,
bad.
I said $1 million,
Sorry.
yeah.
My bad.
Yeah.
But that's already a good chunk of your million.
Mhm.
And so the next one, you would probably want to get a nice car, right?
Right.
A nice, comfortable, luxurious car would be like 100K. Or like
No, for me it would be like 2019 Volvo.
Okay.
Okay.
Those run like 40K.
I like
30K.
that.
Okay.
Not living
Okay.
beyond your means. Nice.
Mhm.
All right.
Okay.
So that's already. That's about
I think
quarter.
I think realistically you are good with $1
Yeah.
million.
But this is, I feel like when we say when we say comfortable is that you want to be to the point where you don't gotta work and all that shit. For me personally, like
Exactly.
$1 million, I'm fine with that. Buy like a even then buy like a, let's say a house, right? I'll still work, but I'll probably go back to school and then study like computer engineering, which that's what I wanted to do. Somewhere where I know I'm working in a field that I'm comfortable with. That's comfortable for me.
Exactly.
You know?
Right. But
No-
that's all gonna cost money, bro. Like
Of course.
education is really expensive.
Right, of course.
So that's gonna take a big chunk of.
don't
That's what I'm trying to break that shit
Mhm.
down.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna cost you like over like 50 grand in school.
Right, but at the end of, let's say, once you start working or whatever, you're in your field or whatever that
Mhm.
your comfortable field, the million is not gonna be obviously $1 million anymore.
Right,
Like,
of
are you
course.
still gonna be comfortable living with just that?
Yeah, it's fine.
Yeah,
hmm
okay.
I'm a simple ass guy, dude.
That's true.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah, that's true. I guess.
Simple
yeah.
guy with expensive taste.
Yeah, but like I know what I can afford and what I could afford. So that's the thing that you also have to kind of like. There's a lot of people that they say, "Oh yeah, I had money, so boom, 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 boom," and I had gone to that. And there was points where like I wasn't saying that I had a shit ton of money, but I had money to spend shit that I don't need to spend shit. And like, I mean, I told you shit that I buy, and you kind of look at me sometimes like, "You dumb, you don't need that shit."
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah,
For
that's why
example,
I'm
like,
like, damn, bro, you
I
could
just,
afford
I
a
just
lot.
got I just got a new iPhone. I don't need it because my other phone worked fine, but I wanted it, you know, and I can afford it. So that's why, like, that for me, that's comfortable. I'm comfortable for me to spend that money on a phone that I don't need, not because I just want it, you know. I don't need it, so I'm comfortable with that. But like, that's what I mean with comfortability is like, if I could get something that I know I can get it, and I'm comfortable with it, that's fine. But like I said, I'm simple. Like, give me something like this, and I'm happy. Like, you know, like your setup in your home and shit, like it's beautiful.
Mhm.
I'm comfortable with that. I don't need like a big ass mansion or even like a 2-story house. I don't need all that. That's why I say for me, $1 million is perfect.
Okay.
I like it.
Yeah, I could see
Good
that.
argument.
I could see that. I think $1 million would be good for me
Nah,
too.
I still take a 10 million.
I
bro.
still take the 10 just
Yeah.
because like the stuff that I would want to get now, but then also like I would like for my kids to inherit that money.
I think 10 million is like if you're going for like overkill.
Yeah, but I would still live like a modest, like kind of he's like how he says like get a
There's
nice
no
house,
way.
Right.
like get a nice house in the
No.
burbs.
But
you
yeah,
know?
I feel like you wouldn't work though.
Well, that's why I think
still
that's
need healthcare. So
That's,
yeah,
that's the whole point.
that's what he's saying. Like they want to live comfortable.
Yeah, but I think I
That's-
would still work just because it's like
Nah,
like-
nah,
No.
No, but
Stop,
here-
stop,
no,
stop,
but here's
stop.
the thing.
Stop
we,
the
we know
cap.
you. We know you.
What I can't.
No.
I'll be
Stop
making
the cap.
It's like if you have that much money, you can't get Medicaid or Medicare, so you're gonna have to still work to get benefits. You need benefits.
Okay,
But you
well,
get
if
10
you're that
million.
rich, what are you doing as a job? I know it's not gonna be anything laborers.
I know it's not gonna be working where we work
back
right
to
now.
McDonald's and shit.
If it requires you to move your hands, it's already too much for you.
It's like no, I can't. It's too
No,
much.
nobody here. He's gonna be working like flipping the fucking burgers. Like nobody here knows I'm a fucking millionaire and shit.
He's not.
not fucking bitch.
He's not.
He
looked
goes
down
into
on.
work every day like he's just, I don't give a fuck, fire me.
But you know what though? I like what he said though. I think I would want to go back to school and do something that I wanted to do. You know,
That's
Exactly.
That's-
Right. Yeah,
Mhm.
I do agree
Mhm.
with that.
I would want to go back to school for sure.
What would you want to go back to?
That's a good question. If I had the money and the means to do it, I wouldn't mind going into something like with sports. You get me? Like maybe like
Like a broadcaster.
or like maybe like you see those guys that work for like ESPN and shit.
and
like,
they interview players and shit like that, or what?
kind of like that, but like more like doing the articles and shit. You know, like
Oh, like
Ah.
a sports journalist. or
yeah, like
something.
a
A
journalist.
journalist,
I wouldn't mind
right.
going in for like journalism.
There was a
It's
point in
interesting.
time where I was like really
You
into
too?
that. Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
bro.
heavy into that.
Like when you see like certain like players like Adam Schefter, the guy that does like the one for the NFL, and you just like follow him on Twitter. He's like, "Oh, report, trade this, like that." I would like to do something like that, like get into all
Like
the big
Shams and Woj.
Yeah, Woj from the NBA, like how he's what's his name, Adrian Wojnarowski or something like that.
Yeah.
Like, I always wanted to do stuff like that.
Okay. And I know. Well, what would you go back to school for if you were to go back to school?
I don't know. I mean, at this point, I would just go to school just because I want to learn shit.
Mm-hmm.
Would you pick up like a trade, maybe like mechanical?
Yeah,
work,
shit like that. Yeah. So
Okay.
I do like mechanic
Mhm.
shit, electrical shit. You know, just basic skills that you can use
Yeah.
in life, and then maybe like you said, start a fucking business, bro.
I feel like you would start like a workshop or something for cars.
Right. That to me is like comfortable.
I was
like
thinking more
working
like a
with machines
restaurant.
and shit.
I can see that too.
A taste tester.
Damn.
Yeah, more like a taste tester.
I'm a Yelp reviewer.
More like a
guys.
food critic.
a food critic and
critic?
shit.
No, I'm just playing. But yeah, I can see that too. Like,
Rotten tomatoes for food.
I can see him do like a mechanic
Or
shop.
you know what though? Like even like with that money, right? You could like invest into like franchise businesses, like a McDonald's or like a fucking Chipotle or Subway. Like, have you ever noticed that like with like real quick, like with like Arabic people, they own a lot of gas stations and they own like a lot of Subways and shit, or
What
Dunkin'
up,
Donuts.
Buddy? Oh no, wait, those are Indians, right?
Or not even
Like
it
a
might
toast.
be Indians. So I had one of my guys that used to be my old district manager at my old job, and I asked him, I'm like, because he was Indian or Arabic or whatever, and I asked him like, hey bro, like at every Subway, gas station, Dunkin' Donuts, like why are they always the sole owners of everything? He's like, because they don't like to work for anybody else other than themselves.
That's
They like
fucking
to be,
smart as shit.
they like
dude.
to be their own boss. So like me, I would like to do something like that. Open up a chain of, let's say, I don't fucking know, like Chipotle's and shit. And then I'm like, all right, cool. Or if you could, like, you know how you could like dip your hand into like franchises, like you go own your own Wingstop, you just have to put 10,000 down, like Rick Ross. Like I would do some shit like that.
But you're paying for the.
he
Yeah, he
he's
did
like
do that.
has so many.
He owns wings, like a lot of
He
wings.
Oh, a
owns
lot of
chain and
Wingstops.
Wingstops in Florida.
Doesn't he have like a percentage in Wingstop as well? Like
I'm pretty
One of
sure
the
he has
brands,
like a percentage ownership of it.
that's crazy. But
That's crazy.
yeah,
That's a smart move, bro. I would invest into like
lemon pepper my wings. She ain't even know it.
nah.
Yeah, never mind.
What are you on?
I don't
Ew.
know what you're talking about.
Big Phil.
What
what
about you? Did you answer?
Like, what about me? Like,
Oh, yeah,
in terms
you
of like
didn't
the
answer.
You didn't
number.
answer.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no,
What's
no,
a good?
no,
What's a
like-
good?
What would you go back to school for?
What would I go back to
Yeah.
school for? I think same thing as
Finish your GED, of course.
Yes.
Yes.
Dude.
Yeah.
Come on.
Got me there.
bro.
I got it.
Hey, I mean, it's
I mean, hey,
alright.
you gotta get that to go to college.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You
I mean,
can't
so he's
just
not
jump
he's not
into
talking
college,
shit.
right. He's
No,
not
like-
talking shit.
Like
bro.
you
Why
can't
gotta
just like
make it sound like
yeah.
that.
You can't just skip high
He
school.
over dramatized
Deep
it, bro.
down, you know, like he's like
He's talking shit,
No,
yeah.
deep down, he's like, got you, bitch.
But
You're an asshole.
Fucking douchebag.
I think the same thing as you, computer engineering. When you talk about like computer engineering, what's like the thing that comes to your head? Like, what do you
Just
picture
like-
Somebody
you're
that
doing?
that knows how to make programs or
Well, that's
code and
computer.
shit.
That's computer software. Engineering is kind of a little different. Like you're
Like,
actually,
doesn't that fall in the same category?
it kind of falls in the same category, but computer software, you're making software. It's computer engineering, you're
It's like
fixing the
IT, right?
computers,
You're making
fixing,
code and
like-
software.
Oh, you're
That
fixing.
makes sense.
Nah, then never mind.
But we're talking about like we're,
Wrong one. Okay.
Wrong
It's kind
one.
of like working for IT, right? Like in the IT
yeah,
department.
kind of in the
Okay.
IT department. Yeah, and then software is like you're making softwares.
So
Which
for
one do you
computer
want?
software, like let's say like
you're able
like
to create your own games type shit.
I
Yeah.
I would do
what you
that.
want.
I
Okay.
would do that. Yeah.
But I
computer
also
software.
like to get into like computer visual animation, shit like that.
Doesn't that go into
Oh.
software as well? Or like that's
I'm
why I
not
thought it
sure.
all
No.
fell under one category.
It's like
Because
computer
everything,
animation?
everything's different. Computer animation is kind of like its own thing. I don't know the exact term for it, but it's like computer animation. Then you got computer science. Then you have computer engineering, computer software. Like
Damn.
it's like it does fall into this like all together, but it kind of branches out to different.
There's
like,
different
Right.
different
things to
branches.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, probably just like creating 3D models, making animation, things like that.
Yeah,
That
because like
intrigues me.
that's another thing that I would like to get into. Is like imagine just like getting so good at it that you're creating like fucking what is it, CGI shit like that.
CGI. Yeah.
That'd be dope as hell.
That's dope, yeah.
You get a job at like Pixar and you're one of their head animators. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's
like
fucking
seeing that
dope.
shit come to life.
Sheesh,
Cool.
man.
And creating your own game and being able to sell it off for fucking millions of
Mhm.
dollars.
Just imagine the people that make like God of War.
Right. Like
Shit
not even like
Grand
just
Theft Auto.
creating your own game, but seeing one of your models used in the game.
that too,
You're like,
yeah.
oh hell
Yeah,
you know?
I did
I
that
created
shit, yeah.
that shit. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But
That's dope.
I think even going back to the question of like when you guys said like how much money you guys think you could live comfortably with, do you guys feel like in the future you see yourself in a position where you are comfortable in terms of like finances? Like
No.
He's like, no, absolutely not.
Definitely not. No, I mean, I think it varies, bro.
I mean, it's the goal, right?
Now,
That's the
obviously,
goal.
that's
Yeah.
everybody's
Right.
goal, right? That's why they call it the American dream or whatever. But it really depends on you as a person. What makes you comfortable, you know? Like
Mhm.
for me, it could be like I want to be surrounded by a closet of fucking full of shoes, clothes, and shit like that. You know, to me that would be comfortable, you know. But to you, maybe it's
I
more
think you
simple
just
than
need
that.
help.
Trying to justify it for me being comfortable is injecting myself with heroin every day. Like
But not having to worry about that. I gotta go to work the next day. You know what I'm saying?
that's me being comfortable. That's crazy.
Oh shit!
This man's gonna be in his room. New shoes. New shoes.
It's like a drug. It gets me off,
You
man.
fucking high and shit. You haven't been all alphabetical order and shit.
That's
Some
crazy.
on some OCD shit. I probably will.
Do you feel like you ever really like anybody ever really taught you like finances or like made you
Hell
kind of
no.
start like
No.
when did you really start finding out about
Once
it?
I was in fucking debt, I was like,
You're like, how did I get here?
dead ass. That's how it happened. I'm like, dude, like I gotta do something about it.
I hate to say because I agree with that shit, bro. Like I
Nobody
didn't, like,
teaches
I
you,
didn't
bro.
really give a fuck about like finances until I noticed like, oh shit, 3 of my cards just went into collections.
He's like, $10,000.
What the fuck happened?
He's like, credit score 500. Holy shit!
That's good, right? Hell no. But yeah, like
That's a high number.
that's when I really started like.
No credit score, so you get a 1.
Near perfect.
You're perfect. You can't even get a 0. It's crazy because in some of the credit scores it's like 0 to like 400 very bad, and then it's like 600 average. And then
I thought it started at like 500.
no,
Yeah, I
you could
think
get a
you
400.
can-
You could get like a 300 credit score, bro.
Yeah, you can get lower than 500, but 500 is already fucking bad as it is.
Jesus.
Now if you're under like 400, bro, you're not gonna. No one's gonna look at you.
You're invisible.
Yeah, honestly.
Basically,
That's crazy.
But yeah, like back to like what Johnny was saying, like I didn't really look into finances like that, and so like because I was 18 when I took out these credit cards. I was just a fucking dumbass, just spending money. It's funny because we were talking about it.
What was
earlier.
your first credit card?
My first credit card was Discover.
Okay.
It was like 500. That was my first credit card. And this is when I was smoking a lot. I was just buying food. Like I was getting paid in check because I used to work at Baracos. So I was getting paid in checks, and I will give it to my dad, and he will endorse it, and he will give me the money cash, and I will get paid Fridays. Sorry, I heard somebody. It was weird.
Yeah,
But
No, it's just a credit
yeah,
card.
so I was getting paid in checks, right? And then I think I was getting paid on Friday. By Monday, I had nothing. I was getting paid. I was working at Baracos, right? And I was getting paid in check. And then, so the way that I would do it, I would give my dad the check. I would sign it. He would endorse it, and he would put it in his bank account, and he'd give me the money in cash. And that was on Fridays. I wasn't getting paid a lot back in the day because I was part time. I was getting like $300 a week or so, right?
Ain't bad for
And
a
then,
person.
but my Monday, I was out. Like that's it. Like I didn't have the money because this is when I was smoking a lot with my cousin, the one that passed away. I was smoking with him, like buying 80s, buying food. So then eventually I was like, you know, the money's not enough, right? So I took out a Discover card, which my limit was 500. So that was my mistake because for me it was just like, oh shit, like I have $500.
That's just free money.
Yeah, that's money. I could just swipe, and I started buying shit that I needed, that I didn't need it. So then, you know, eventually I maxed it out. So my dumbass is like, fuck, like I need more money. I took out another card, but the second card that I took out, it was a Capital One, but for PlayStation. So I was only able to use it just straight for PlayStation. And then, so, you know, I'm with my cousin, we're smoking, you know, we're eating, buying food. Well, I'm buying food and everything. And we were like, oh, bro, like, let's get Call of Duty. Let's get all the zombie maps so we can play zombies because we're high as hell. We're trying to play some
A lot of
PlayStation.
impulse buying, right?
Yeah, a lot of impulse buying. So then now I'm over here buying all these games, buying all the DLC packs, you know, spending like hundreds of dollars. And the Capital One, I think it was $1,000. That's how much money they gave me for PlayStation. So guess what? Eventually, I fucking maxed that shit out. So I'm like, fuck, like I need more, right? And I took out my third credit card, which is a Credit One. I think for them it was like 800. Same shit. Impulse buying. Boom, boom, boom. Next thing you know, I can't pay Discover, so that one gets they close my account, gets thrown to collections. I can't pay fucking Capital One. Same shit. Closed out collections, and the last one, Credit One, same shit. So I had 3 credit cards that went into collections, and then so I was starting to pay them back because, you know, I had to fucking pay like the statements and shit. I wasn't able to pay them. So now I'm getting phone calls every time because of the debt collectors, right? So I'm getting phone calls. They're sending shit to my house. They're sending like, hey, you got to pay this and that. And I was just kind of ignoring it. I was like, man, whatever, you know, like I don't give a fuck because I'm fucking young and stupid. Eventually, my dad opens one of them up and he sees that, you know, it's a debt collector. And then he's
Did you get sued? Like you got summoned?
No, they just kept wanting their money back.
For you to get something, you have to owe like a crazy amount of money.
Yeah.
Like I'm talking like over 10 G's type for like one thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's how you get summoned.
To court?
Yeah, they'll
Like,
take you to court.
Yeah, they'll take you to court, bro. That's scary thinking about it, but they will take your ass to court.
I got summoned, bro.
Really?
Yeah.
But it was only for like $4K.
Oh damn! I don't feel that bad.
Pocket change.
Right. That's why I was surprised. I was surprised.
It was just
The only
4K.
reason why I was like, it was for my dad for something he took out, and I saw it. He was like, "What? ¿Qué es eso?" And I'm like, you got summoned to court, bro.
Damn, bro.
Damn.
Yeah,
So,
that
well, how
sucks.
was your experience? What happened?
Oh, this was only like a few weeks back.
It's like 2 days ago.
Nah, but
His left.
That's the nervous laugh.
I need help.
Nah. You see, it's because I was doing this program.
You
where
really
you're not
wanted that.
supposed to-
You really wanted that W-2s, huh?
The day you could apply for your taxes, he was the first
was the
motherfucker in
first.
line, bro. The señora's like, damn, you weren't fucking
That's just
around.
Black Friday. This motherfucker camping outside her. Yeah, like, well, what happened, man? Come on, tell us. We need
I
to
just
know.
stopped paying my shit, but
But what was
reason-
it, though?
Was it 4K for one credit card?
It was for I don't even know if I should be talking about
Like
this.
6.
I think it is like a collective of a certain amount of cards. It's for a specific bank. I'm not gonna say the name, but
You can tell us after the podcast.
huh?
You can tell us after the podcast. Yeah.
So I owed them. They summoned me, but the thing is, I stopped paying them because I was paying it's like a program, like a lawyer, like a lawyer that says like you got to stop paying them, and then we'll take care of it, and then you only end up paying like half of what you were initially gonna pay, and you'll be done with your debt within like 2 fucking years. So
instead of like the whole
another like 6 years plus or whatever it would
7
take.
years, yeah.
So basically, after this summer, I'm fucking done, bro. I'm debt free.
Yeah, but what about the other debt that you have?
What other debt?
Nah, I'm playing.
Actually, I am still in debt.
Jesus, dude.
Yeah, but I feel
So,
like
like, doesn't that?
But
ever,
I'm
like,
more smart about it now. You know,
More like-
I don't max out the cards anymore. You know?
I only use like 90%.
It's not maxed out.
Okay, so if you don't mind, because I feel like this could get personal with like giving out certain information about
Right.
yourself and things like that. How many credit cards do you have?
Currently, I'm only let's see, I only got like 3 cards to my name, and then the rest I fucking like let them go to shit.
Okay.
The good majority of them, bro, they were like store cards. They were like your fucking Macy's cards, Nordstrom cards,
okay.
shit like that. So yeah, I let them bitches go to shit. You know. See, I don't want to get
What?
I don't want to go too deep into it.
Why not?
Huh?
Why not? Just because, like, I mean, people can learn off of this.
Yeah.
Because
But I get where he's coming from though, because like you see people like when I see you, like for example, I'm like, dude, I'm not trying to put your information, but you have really good credit.
well, I mean, it's good credit, but
Yeah.
it's not really good credit.
Better than all of us.
Yeah, bro. Like I can see for him.
I wish. I
Yeah,
had that.
you feel like you kind of beat yourself up because you're like, fuck, I wish I would have listened, or I wish I would have done things better.
Or I would have done my research.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
beforehand.
But that's the
Yeah.
thing. That's what happens when you do not know what you're getting yourself into. You know, for me, I was young. For me, it was just, you know, oh shit, credit card, I could just buy whatever.
Exactly.
And that's the thing that comes down to, like, they don't teach that in school. Or
Definitely.
you don't, like, in a Mexican household, that's not something that you really bring up
Yeah,
to
usually your parents don't
Yeah.
even fucking go into credit card or credit
Yeah.
for
They
that
don't know
reason
about
because
it.
they don't understand
Exactly.
it. They're like, oh no, lo tengo que pagar o lo que sea, you know, like fuck that, you know.
I think I haven't touched upon anything, but like my mom was really big on that. Like credit's very important. If you don't have credit in this country, you don't have shit.
Technically,
That's
yeah.
basically what it is, right?
Can't
Even
buy a
then, if you want to
house,
pay
can't buy
in
a car.
cash, like,
You can't pay cash for everything, bro.
yeah, because there's been cases where I have read where, like, a dude tried to go into like a dealership and paying cash, and they had to do like a whole background check on how the fuck you got that cash because they don't want dirty money.
Right.
Some dealerships might, you know,
yeah,
fuck it, whatever.
fuck it, cool. 80,000, boom. Here's
Yeah,
your
but
truck.
some I heard cases where, like, some people, like, go in trying to buy like rich people, right, trying to buy a fucking Lambo with straight cash, and like, oh no, like, we have to do a background check because, you know, like, where the fuck you get that money from, you know? So it's just like, that's where the credit comes in place. Credit, I mean, credit is just everything, to be honest. You want to get a house, credit. You want to take out a phone, credit. You want to fucking, well, like, I don't know, go on a cruise ship or something, you want to put it on payments, credit. Like,
Right.
everything is credit nowadays.
Mm-hmm. So,
Oh,
go ahead.
Oh,
You were going to say something?
yeah, I was just gonna say, like, when I looked at my parents, like, my mom has really good credit, like, really good. Like, I'm talking about, like, I shouldn't be disclosing this, but let's say it's over like 750,
Mhm.
like the credit score. And then my dad, on the other hand, he was the type kind of like, credit card here, credit card there. I'm just gonna max them out and just fucking not pay him, you know, and just on the dumb shit that he would buy stuff like
Esos
drinking.
pendejos me están dando dinero.
Free money.
Free money.
And my mom would always instill, like, you know, like, credit's very important. This is how you could get a car. This is how you could get a house. Like, and you also have to look at credit like this is for like emergency use only,
Right.
type of thing. And she would always tell me, like, because I was dumb, you know, like, I was just like not paying attention. I wouldn't make my payments on time, and that affects your credit score when you don't
Yeah.
pay your
Yeah.
shit on time.
Mm-hmm.
And she was always in my ear. And now that I look back at it, at certain points, I wish I would have taken it more seriously, and I wish I would have taken it like as a life lesson, just because, like, that shit is very important, you know.
But the thing too
We don't
about that
think
is,
about it
like,
that way.
I feel like me personally, like, I kind of was taking it seriously when I was going through that, like, a couple years ago. But then I was like, I didn't have the money to pay for it. I wasn't making enough money for it. I was like, if I was making the money, I know I would have paid them, like, quicker. But, like, at the time I wasn't making a lot of money, so I'm like, fuck, you know, like, yeah, I gotta pay this credit card, but I still gotta pay my phone bill. I still gotta pay for my car insurance. I still gotta pay for all this, right? By the time I paid off all my bills, you know, had like $100 left. I'm like, I'm not gonna throw that shit in the fucking credit card because I still need money for me. So it also comes down to, like, and this is where you gotta be careful, is that you take all these credit cards and you start spending, and then a lot of people can't pay them back because they don't have enough money to pay them back.
And
That was my
people-
problem, bro.
and
That was
they
my
drown
problem.
themselves in
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
that's money discipline. Like, you gotta know, like,
your limit.
your limit.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I agree.
Yeah.
You see the RSX, bro? All the shit that I put into all the money, that shit's probably got like 10K worth of credit right now, bro.
The
And
RSX?
The RSX. I used to buy some nice ass parts for it, bro.
It's just running out 10 G's of credit.
Of credit, bro.
They're gonna come back and
But
take
that
those
credit
funds.
is already like, yeah, like it's law. Like,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most of that shit. Either I paid it off throughout time. You know, obviously this shit was like almost 10 years back, or you know I let that shit go to shit.
Sent to
you know,
collections.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Man.
I think at some point you gotta learn your lesson, right?
Yeah.
Like,
But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. Like, I feel like in my sense, and like in my case, I kind of just learned, like, I went through that shit, went through the collections, and, you know, I had to deal with my dad talking shit, and like him kind of like, he helped me, like, because the way that he helped me was like, look, I'm still, you know, giving him my check. At the time when I was giving him my checks, like I didn't have a bank account, but then I ended up getting a bank account because you needed to pay your credit cards, right? But then he was like, no, you're not gonna put your money in your account. You're gonna give me the check, and I'm gonna endorse it, like how we doing it. But this time, I'm only gonna give you 100 for you, and the other 100 is gonna go to pay your credit cards. And I was like, fuck. So now instead of having
that was nice of him to do.
yeah,
that.
it was nice because he didn't have to do
He
that.
knew he was not gonna do it.
Yeah, because
so he helped
exactly.
out.
He knew that if he would have told me you have to do this, I wouldn't have done it,
Yeah.
and he wasn't wrong because I wouldn't have done it. I'm like, man, fuck that shit, you know. So that's what he did. He gave me $100, kept the other 200, and he was the one that was monitoring my payments. Like he took charge of that. He was like, "Oh, give me information, and I'll pay for it." Well, not him pay for it, but he
Using
used
your
my money
money,
to pay for it, and that's how I got out of it. And it sucks to say because even now, like it fucked up my credit so bad that I'm still recovering because I'm building my credit right now. I'm still recovering my credit. Like it's not high, it's not where I want it to, but thankfully it's where I'm able to, because I only have one credit card right now, so I'm able to I was able to take out the credit card that I have now because my credit got better, and now I'm more control of my credit. I don't go all fucking crazy. Yeah, there's a lot of shit that I want to
Like
buy.
you said, it's a lesson learned.
Yeah, it's a lesson learned. There's a lot of things that I want to buy. Like when it comes to technology, I love technology. Like I was just telling this guy, I was like, man, I kind of want to buy a drone, and this is like, I wasn't gonna buy it because I know it's stupid for me to buy a drone, and it's funny because this guy's like, bro, like, no, you don't need that shit.
Yeah.
But I was like, but I could buy a drone. I could go to Best Buy and just
Yeah.
buy a drone right now, no questions asked. But
That's the one thing my mom always told me. It's like, is it a want or is it a need?
Is it a need?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like the biggest like thing she would always tell me.
You know what's crazy that like you learn out like you don't learn about this shit in school, which is like finances and things like that. But I was fortunate enough to have sociology. I'm not sure if you guys know what.
Wait, what'd you say? You were fortunate enough to have what?
Like sociology class in high school.
Nope.
They might have had that. I'm not sure.
So it's
consumer's ed, but everyone thinks like consumer's ed is like the cooking shit. My consumer's ed was like
consumers.
wait, what?
well, yeah, he's
Wait.
consuming the food.
Yeah, that's
No,
what
Wait, what's consumers ed? Because I don't.
I remember
think,
that shit. I
So
remember that.
consumers, like when I told my sister about consumers ed, she was like, "Oh, it's cooking, right?" I'm like, "That's your cooking class, right?" I'm like, "No, my consumers ed's different. Like they teach you like finances, they teach you like
Yeah.
how to do your taxes. They'll teach you like an Excel spreadsheet of like all your like what you're spending and how much you have, and like give you recommendations of what should be your first credit card, like what credit card companies would accept you for your first credit, like open line of credit." That's what like my consumers ed teacher told me.
Okay.
Which was cool. It was good to know, but something
Well, actually,
you'll take
Discover is
advice.
actually a good credit card to start off with.
Yeah, I
Discover's
wanted
a
that. I
really
wanted
good
that
one to
one.
start off
Discover,
with.
you know, another good credit card that they'll always approve you for, like when you're starting off your credit, is a gas credit card. Like for a gas company, like a Shell or
yeah.
BP,
Mhm.
they'll always accept it. That just starts off your credit right there.
I started with Capital One, and I feel it's because like Capital One accepts anybody. So I had no credit up until I was 21, 22. So I started late, but I think it was that pressure of like I started seeing like you need credit. Like when I went to get my phone to like start my own phone line, they were like, "Oh, like we need to run
credit.
we need to run a background check. We need to run your credit, like this and that." And then they kind of like make my price a little higher. They're like, "That's just because you have no credit, this and that." And I'm
Like the
okay.
down payment for the phone, right?
Yeah, the down payment. And so then I started feeling that pressure of like you got to start building credit, and I heard that Capital One basically accepts anybody. So I went into Capital One, had them for a year, built my credit up a little bit, and then I started like kind of trying to inform myself on what it is that I need to do to start getting good credit. And it's like, although it sounds crazy, but the more credit cards you, or like just in general, the more credit you have is like better. So I started I took out 2 more credit cards, and I'm currently sitting at 3 credit cards. One I used to like buy chips, soda,
Like snacks.
I mean, it makes sense though, especially if it's like a card that gives you rewards.
Yeah, but the thing is that's why I don't use my Capital One. That was my first credit card that I started with.
High
They don't
ass
give you
interest.
shit, right?
Nothing.
I
off of
had
it.
the same
High
one.
ass interest, right?
I feel like it has like, I feel like yes, it does have high interest, but it's like my other 2 cards also have like pretty
Right.
high interest as it is.
Yeah, most
But,
of them actually do.
Yeah, I stopped ever since I got my other 2 credit cards. My Capital One is like this own child that's just like right there on the side. Like I don't really
Just let it be.
The fucking orphan.
Right.
yeah, like I just let it sit on the side. Like I'm like, fuck it, you know what? I'll use it because they say it's better to use it and pay something on the card than to
Than
not
to-
even
yeah.
use it at all
No,
or close
right,
the account.
yeah.
So it's like fuck it.
Especially if it's your first account, bro. Like, because it has the most history.
The most
So
history.
if
Yeah.
you fucking close that shit down, it's gonna hurt you. instead
Yeah.
of
Mhm.
benefit you or whatever.
Right. Exactly. So
Do-
I feel like it was good for me to start late.
Do you have like a credit card that you use just for gas,
That I use just for gas.
or do you just pay with your debit?
I tend to use my Apple card a
The
lot
Apple
for
card?
gas because that the Apple Card gives you 2% cash back on any purchase that you use over Apple Pay. Like when you use Apple Pay.
Okay.
Mhm.
So I go into the gas station. I'm like, let me get 30 on whatever, and then I use my Apple Card because I'm getting 2% back from those.
What's
Right,
2%
that's-
of
that's
2% of 30?
2% after. I can't give you
Probably
the
like
fucking,
20, not even.
It's a
I was
price
gonna say-
cents, bro.
Yeah,
like
it's definitely
30
cents, right?
Yeah, like
But over time, like that's gonna add up.
Exactly.
over time, it starts
Because you said
adding
it's 2% out of anything. Anytime
anything,
you use
anything.
that's not bad actually.
That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. Like,
So-
because you could either go in with, I'm sorry,
No.
you could go in with your debit card and not get shit back, or you
Right.
could go and get 20 or 2% back.
You know how we're using the difference between like debit card and credit card?
Mhm.
The guy that I don't know if you guys ever seen the movie called Catch Me If You Can with Tom Hanks and Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen it.
Well, that guy in the movie, the guy that plays Leonardo DiCaprio or the character, he was like one of the biggest scammers, you know, scamming checks and everything like that. He gave us, I saw this video, he gave a seminar and he said,
I don't own a debit card. I've never owned one. I've never allowed my 3 sons to possess one. Certainly and truly the worst financial tool ever given to the American consumer. So a long time ago, I asked myself a simple question: how would I remove 99.9% of my personal liability like that? So I use the safest form of payment that exists on the face of the earth, and that is a credit card.
that he would never allow his kids to have a debit card. Because in the word debit, it says debt.
That's
You know, and he's like, I would always advise anybody to get a credit card because that's money that's that could essentially, let's say, like if someone like took your credit card, you know, and let's say like they used it and they went on a shopping spree, right? That's money that you can get back. In certain cases with a debit card, it's a little bit harder. You get me? That's money that could easily get lost.
Mhm.
because
Really.
it's actual money.
And then there's money like kind of like how Gustavo said it. There's like your certain like incentives and stuff like that you're getting like cash back, or you're getting, let's say you have like a Southwest credit card, right? You're getting certain like mileage points and stuff like that.
Exactly.
Mhm.
With a debit card, you're not really getting any of those incentives.
You don't
and
get
stuff
none of
like
those
that.
perks, bro.
So it's crazy. Like in the word debit card, the word debt isn't there.
I never
Yeah.
thought about that shit. That's just crazy.
No, I've heard about that, but like I think when I started like really looking into that, people say that like you have your checkings account and everything, but under no circumstances should you ever use your debit card. Everything that you pay should always be on a credit card,
On the
just
credit.
because of the incentives that you get out of it. You're gaining credit off of it, like
Cashback.
back, everything that you gain off, and then debit card, you're literally just not getting anything.
You're just
in
using
return.
straight money, right?
So like literally like ever since that I seen that like that video, it's like I don't ever use my debit. I can't remember the last time I used my debit card except for like somebody being like, "Oh, we don't accept credit." I'm like, "Fuck, okay."
That's one thing
I don't ever
Very
swipe
rare,
my
right?
debit.
Which
Which is
yeah.
very rare nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays, honestly, I think anywhere you go, like everything is accepted.
Yeah.
Like when it
Mhm.
comes to Visa, MasterCard, like all that.
AMX, Discover, because they're their own
Yeah.
branches of like
Mhm.
banks, you know.
And a lot of them are because that's just like where everything is leading to. Is just credit cards.
See, I think. Hold on. The whole that thought, I guess, whatever, however you want to say. There are certain or stores or whatever that will charge you a surcharge for using the credit card, and I feel like that's probably not worth it using it in that. I just went to a grocery store. What was it, like yesterday? Actually, I went to go buy my lunch, and they had a surcharge for 3.5% for using a credit card, and that trade off wouldn't be good in that instance. So I would use my debit card there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I actually seen those, and even then, there's some places where they actually charge you just to use your debit card. In general.
And yeah, in some places as well.
Where like, oh, we're gonna charge you like $1 or to use your credit card, and even like for example, the ATMs. If you go to an ATM that's not your bank,
Oh,
they're
yeah.
gonna charge you money.
Yeah.
I mean, the debit card comes into clutch in some aspects, right? Obviously, like that's how you get your check deposit into your bank account. Obviously, your savings is there. And then also, too, it's like in this day and age, a lot of people don't really carry cash. I feel like we're kind of going into a cashless society, and that's what they want to go to because it's like they want a money trail for everything now, you know, or a paper trail, I should say. So it's like one of the biggest, I guess, cool things about like having a debit card is like you get to Zelle somebody. It's like, hey, bro, let me go get out cash and let me pay you. Or like, let's say you go out to a restaurant with 6 people, right? And everyone wants to split the bill. And beforehand, it used to be, all right, bro, I'll give you $40, this person 30, and this person whatever. Now it's easy. You could just Zelle anybody now.
Yeah, it's
and that's
quick.
the biggest thing. Like, for example, when we went to the Bulls game, you know, we all Zelled you, and it was just easy.
Mm-hmm.
We can't really do that with a credit card. You know, there's no Zelle. Unless there was,
I feel
and
like-
unless you could deposit your check into a credit card, then everybody would be
But
doing
the
it.
thing about that, keep in mind, we
That's-
say that's not possible. Now I feel like eventually that's gonna be a thing.
Oh yeah, of course.
Where you're gonna be able to use your credit to send money for others.
It'll
to other
become
people.
its own kind of currency.
Well, not its own currency, but like you're gonna be able to use. I feel like eventually is gonna lead to where you can use your credit card to Zelle somebody. Because think about it, there's people out there that owe people money or whatever the case is, and they gotta send money. And hey, I was just, I'll Zelle you, and I use my credit card.
It's crazy, like thinking about that, because I just seen a reel on Instagram the other day about that movie with Justin Timberlake, Time, I think, where
They have the time on
they
the wrist and
subtract
shit,
time
yeah.
and shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
that's kind of like what comes to mind is like damn, you're about to hurt my credit score, bro. But fuck it, I owe you fucking $300 or whatever. Fucking blah blah blah. I'm going back to 500 and shit.
Yeah, that's some crazy shit.
Do you have a savings account? Like, do you put money in a savings account and stuff like that?
Yeah. So I have a savings account with Chase and with Apple. The way I handle both those accounts is with Chase. I make Chase take out $20 from my checkings account every day and put it in my savings up until I reach $200. So once I get to $200, it does not take out money. It keeps me at $200. If I have anything above, it's always going to take out $20 to put into my savings account. And with my Apple card, I never deposit money into my Apple card. I just let that handle itself. And with the cash back that I get, it just sends it straight to my savings account. So
the cashback that you get from Apple is sent it to your savings account?
yeah, it sends it straight to my savings account. I don't ever get that or use it. So it just sends it straight to my savings account. And the good thing about Apple, like I said, is like you're building interest like from the money that you have in your savings account.
Mm-hmm. I
That's why I feel like that's one thing that you guys wanted to touch on, like on the way that you guys take out money like and keep it cash, and that's like one way that you guys like to save. And I have my input on that, but I think there's a reason why you like doing that.
I think for me, for like my personal reason is I know how I am with money, and I know like if I have it, let's say like all this money in a savings account, I'm like, I'm good. I got money. This is like where I could just swipe.
You
get
just
me?
transfer it to your checkings.
Yeah, exactly. And for me, like if I put it in cash and I take it out, let's say like in higher bills, it kind of hurts me. Like, fuck, I got to break a 50 off. Fuck, I got to break a 20. You get me? Or even 100. So it's like for me, it's easier for me to just take it out in cash because like I try not to think that it's there. Like obviously, if I see it on my phone, like in a savings account, I'm just like, fuck, like I'm good. Like I could go to the fucking Portillo's or I could go to the fucking, I don't know, like I'm on vacation and I could use it easily. But like for me, it's like it's more for like maybe it's like more of a mental thing like that. I'm like, all right, cool. If it's in cash, it's hidden wherever it's at. Like I don't have to touch it. You get me? And also like I'm a little paranoid just because it's like since we are in a cashless society and you hear like inflation's going up and you see how the economy is like very shifty. You feel like the banks could go to shit, kind of like how it happened in the Great Depression. You get me? Where everyone's money was like gone,
It disappeared, right?
Yeah, and that's why like you hear a lot of stories of like my grandpa was one of those guys that had like $1 million underneath his bed. You get me? Like it's just like shit like that.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
But it helps me, you know. It just helps me. And
I think it's to each their own. Like whatever, like helps
Whatever
them.
helps you,
Yeah. But I think
I know you're on the same way too.
Yeah, I'm in the same way, but I always have 200 because I have a checkings and a savings, right? And I always have $200 in my savings. All my savings are in cash. The reason why I have $200 in my savings is just in case if I don't have enough money on my checkings, I have the little fallback of $200. I could just move it to my checkings and that's it. But the rest of my savings is cash. And then I didn't like having cash, and I don't like having cash like on me personally because I had like a experience where I had to pay rent when I was living with my parents, and I went to Marshall's. And I went back to the car, and I had $400 in my pocket. Went to Marshall's, bought whatever I bought. Came back to my car, checked my pocket, gone.
It fell out of your
It
pocket.
fell out of my pocket. I don't know how. Maybe when I took out my phone or some shit, and I was just like, I was freaking the fuck out.
So somebody came out $400.
Somebody came out, and no one's gonna be like, "Oh, here's 400." You know
Yeah.
who's 400? No one's gonna say that shit.
Hell
you know.
no.
Yeah, no.
So,
you're
like,
taking
Mine,
that
little
shit.
boy.
Yeah, so like I'm not gonna bullshit you. Like I got fucking tear. I was like, bro, I just lost $400, and ever since that day, I do not carry cash on me. Like if you check, well, I have Apple Wallet, but whatever, I don't carry cash for that reason. But I do have cash for savings for the same reason that you do, because I know that if I have all my savings in my savings account, I could be like, man, I'm good. I'll just transfer some money and I could just swipe and
That's where
spend.
the money gets low, you know. That's where
Mhm.
you're like, fuck, I just had this amount of money, now I have this amount. Like, where
But-
the fuck did it happen?
And that's where like the money discipline obviously comes
Yeah.
in.
Like,
It's like you
yeah.
gotta be able to recognize like, nah, like I can't touch my savings type shit. And that's why when you guys told me that you guys keep your money in cash, is like I get that, because there was a point in time where I was doing that, and obviously I know some people that do it as well. But like then I seen like a video and like talking about how rather than keeping your money like retain the same value by keeping it stored somewhere, you could have like an account that gives you compound interest for having money saved like in a savings account, or like I recently was talking to you guys about the Roth IRA, which is like it's supposed to be like a retirement account, but within that account you guys could invest into stock and just start making your money, basically make money for you at the same time, depending on like how long you think of like saving up money for. And that's why I started looking at like keeping money cash as like you're losing out on money that you could potentially be making. Right. And that's why I don't think it's the best thing to keep your money cash.
I think it's like maybe that you're right. Maybe it won't. It's very unlikely to happen. The main thing is a discipline thing, but then also you hear stories like, "Oh, I had 200,000 in my savings, and then boom, gone. Someone hacked into my shit." You get me? Or like you ever hear people like, "Oh, I went into my Chase account and someone deposited like $1.2 million in my account."
Damn, who's carrying around? Who you be talking to, bro?
No, you see like articles.
I heard a story where there was I don't know the exact amount of money that
was a guy, right?
No, I want to say it was a lady. There was a lady that like. I think she was like checking something, and she checked her account, and she had like 5 million. She was like, "What the fuck?" And she was scared. She was like, "Well, how the fuck do I have like 5 million?" She was terrified. Right? She called the bank, and they said that there was an issue, like that something happened. Yeah, an error, and that they were asking her for the money back. And then at first she was like, "Or can you guys just take it?" And I think they were like, "No, like we have to get permission because we just can't grab your money and take it." Mm-hmm. And they said like honestly at first I wasn't gonna send them the money back, but I was like, but I didn't want to have any legal problems, so I just gave them the money back.
Get a lawyer at that point.
Yeah. Well, I mean, there was another story kind of similar to that where I think it was like a couple, right? They just woke up one morning and they come to find out I think it was only like in the hundreds of thousands of dollars. They fucking decided to go fucking splurge, and they started buying cars. They started giving the money away. They had so much money that they started giving it away to like their neighbors, like family members and shit like that. And then like a few days or maybe like a week later, they get a call from the bank and whatnot, like they want the money back, but not like where the fuck am I gonna get the money, you know? So they took them to court, and then I think they ended up doing jail time for that.
Damn.
Yeah. Oh my god. Because they could only pay off like whatever they had left, right? But then the rest they gave it away or they bought shift with, you know. So like,
that's like when you wake up.
At that point it's the bank, so fuck y'all. Like,
yeah, but it is their fault.
It is their fault, but it's not your money.
It's not your money, exactly.
You go over here spending your money. They're gonna fight you. Then keep banks. They got good ass fucking lawyers.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So they're gonna fight you for that. Even if that was the bank's fault, like it's still their money. You know.
Fact, for you to win a case against the bank with the type of
you're not doing it.
Yeah, they're gonna throw every fucking dime they have to beat your ass for that money.
They're gonna fucking get Matt Murdock on you.
They're gonna get the lawyer from what's that one dude? What's the
Bernie Madoff?
No, the other one, the football player, the one that killed the 2 people and got away with it.
Oh, O.J. Simpson.
Yeah, they're gonna get that lawyer.
Oh shit,
that motherfucker dead.
Man.
Yeah, but
like that guy was crazy, bro. The Bernie Madoff guy, how he scammed a bunch of people.
Who?
Bernie Madoff.
That's the name of the lawyer.
No, that was the guy that had like a Ponzi scheme.
A what?
Explain this.
A Ponzi scheme. So basically, like he'd have people invest. He was like an investment firm, kind of like Jeffrey Epstein.
Wait, what'd you say his name was?
Bernie Madoff.
I feel like I've heard that name before, but
Bernie Madoff.
He's that guy from New York that like ripped off a bunch of people, like old people, like
on some like Jordan Belfort type of shit.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
You've heard of him?
I know Jordan Belfort. I don't know the other guy.
Bernie Madoff. Yeah. He ripped off a lot of people.
But what was he doing?
Like a Ponzi scheme. Basically, like people would invest in investing with him, but they weren't really investing in anything.
It was just him being able to talk to him. Like,
was that
money?
Yeah. Well, it's basically like was he making them invest in penny stocks or?
I'm not sure. Can you look that up?
No, I was looking up another person.
Yeah, because I know we were recently also touching on that, like penny stocks, and you were saying like, well, I think you said like how it was like something that you could make money off of, but
that was during COVID. Remember I was telling you. Now it's trash.
Yeah. Well, because it's a very high risk. I think during COVID,
it was
that
like
shit popped off.
Yeah,
like you know that's
penny stocks.
Yeah, that's how you know like.
What are penny stocks?
It's penny stocks are basically any stocks that you can buy for under $5 a share, and
so they're not a penny.
They're not a penny,
Right.
but a penny.
But it
like,
kinda
they're-
means
They're
like
just-
they're cheap.
Little money.
it's cheap
Yeah,
as fuck. Yeah, but the thing is that like with penny stocks, like I don't know if you guys ever heard Dogecoin. You guys heard about Dogecoin?
I call it Dogecoin, but yeah.
It's like Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Digital-
yeah,
it's
yeah, it's
cryptocurrency.
like crypto.
It's crypto,
Yes,
yeah.
but it became a meme where like, well,
No, sorry. It's just no. Just keep going.
okay, so it became a meme where like people were saying like, oh, invest in this coin, which was
That was
under
so
$5.
stupid,
I'm
bro.
pretty sure it was like fuck, like it was at cents, bro. Like the
yeah,
stocks.
it was that sense.
And you could like people like seeing that there was starting to be this rise in that coin, and they started investing like thousands of dollars into the coin, buying like thousands of shares. And then the coin, I think the max it reached was like $3. But imagine like let's say the coin costed $10, you bought over 1,000 shares, and it increased to $3. Just imagine how much profit you're making off of that. And then also with like during COVID is when people were like fucking around with AMC, GameStop.
Yeah.
Like people were like just building a hype train around that. People were investing into that, and they were getting rich off of that shit. There's actually a movie.
What do they call that? Like hedge funds or something like that? No, I forgot. But where it's like you basically it's kind of like not a ripoff. It's a scam where like everybody decides like let's buy stocks for this particular company or whatever. We'll make it like go big and make other people invest into it, and then we pull out.
Yeah, that is a scam.
That's
yeah,
a scam,
yeah.
yeah.
People do that, and with penny stocks, that happens a lot. Like somebody creates a penny stock. There's like all these people that you have around you that build the hype around the penny stock. People see like, oh, it's increasing. They see like a consistent like increase. People start buying into it, and then once the people that initially made it and they see that it's like up there, they're like, okay, now we sell,
pull out, yeah.
and then everybody else just loses their money. So penny stocks, it can be a bit
It's
a
very
scam,
risky,
and
yeah.
it's very risky.
very
Like
risky.
like millionaires do not invest in penny stocks. Like they invest more in like
Like Tesla, Apple, Google, like shit like that.
yeah, like
Yeah.
bonds and
Reputable
shit like
bond- yeah,
that,
yeah.
like
Reputable
mutual bonds and shit like that.
Mm.
Like that's the shit that they invest in to try to make money.
Is
off.
that the reason why they call it like day trading? Where like a lot of people that do day trading, they're just daily on the stock, just looking at the numbers
Studying
go
the
up and down, go up
market.
and down, go up and
Mhm.
down.
Mm.
That's the thing is like going back to like the penny stocks is like you buy something for 20 cents and then an hour later you see that shit at like $1.20. You sell everything. Yeah, you're gonna make some profit, but then again, like you said, it's a high risk.
High risk,
Yeah.
super high risk.
That's why like, you have to kind of like be on it, looking at it every day. And like,
You gotta
I'm not
really
gonna-
understand that.
Yeah,
shit, bro.
you do.
Stocks are hard to understand, bro.
Yeah.
Very hard.
Oh yeah,
You gotta go to school for that.
you
To
you
understand
really
it.
got to be able to understand the market, and then
Read.
there's a time when the market opens, there's a time when it closes, and there's like patterns when it comes to that shit. So people study all that shit. It's like
Mhm.
Like the
It-
algorithms and shit. like
yeah,
that.
like you really have to like be deep into it. to
And you
know
gotta be
what you're
really good
doing.
at fucking math too. I feel like.
Oh, obviously,
yeah,
I would.
definitely.
Yeah, I would.
reading graphs and shit like that.
I would
Yeah.
assume
And
so.
seeing what companies are like privately owned, publicly owned, and stuff
Mhm.
like that. It's just like there's a lot that goes into stocks, you know.
But there are things that make it easier for people like us who don't understand those type of things to get into investing. Especially now more than ever, we have all these things that make it easy for us to invest. Like
we have apps now.
we have
Yeah.
apps. You could buy index funds, I think is what they call it. Like, don't quote me on that. I forgot what they're called, but it's basically like something that you put your money into, and it's like it puts your money into like all these different like it collects your money, collects money from other people that are also investing into that same thing. It spreads everybody's money like aside, and if like everybody's losing money, they don't lose as much just because it's pulling from everybody. And then once it started to increase, so it's very low risk. You get me?
Okay.
But you're constantly like always just trying to go up, and most of those do end up growing, and you could check the history on it, how it's been doing. You like, you know, you could read reviews on it. Like, it makes it easier for people like us who don't know much about it to like really start getting
It's
into
the
like,
easy way to
the
get
market.
in.
Yeah.
So that's the name of the app, and then the app is in charge of putting it into different stocks or name.
well, you could. There's so many
stocks or-
different websites that you could start. Like the way I kind of started learning about that is through my Roth IRA. Like, I just recently got into it. Like, started really reading upon that, and through your Roth IRA, you can start investing into things. And if you go on YouTube and make a simple search, you start learning so fucking much, and you're like, damn, it's so easy for you to.
Can you choose what you want to invest it in, or is the Roth IRA or
No, you could choose.
You choose.
You could choose what you want to. Yeah, and you could also decide whether you want to be moderate, you want to be aggressive, you want to be like chill, like with the money that you are investing. Like if you want it to be aggressive, like fuck it, you might lose more, or
but you're gonna. It's a possibility that you're gonna make more. Right?
Yeah. So
what is it like? What is that one quote? They're
like gambling in a way.
Kind of in a way, yeah. What is it like?
You know, it's fun. Well, go ahead.
I forgot the term. It's like go big or go home or some shit.
High risk, low reward.
Or like no, go big or go home.
Yeah, you spend so much money on one thing, and you could lose all that money. But if you do win, you're gonna win a shit ton more money. Yeah.
And it's funny that you say like it's kind of like gambling. It kind of sounds how it seems like that too. Or like when from the first perspective that you look at it, you're like damn. But then like I really started looking at it like damn, bro. I was investing like $20 into my parlays like every week, being like damn, I could
you make
money
bucks,
off
right?
of shit, some stupid shit. But with this, it's like it's more like I don't know, like I don't think sophisticated is the right word, but it's more like of a way that's realistically like you, rather than putting $20 a week towards a fucking parlay, put $20 a week towards investing your money and actually seeing that shit go up rather than by chance or by luck. Like ever since that, I do look at gambling a little different. I'm like, fuck, like why do we do this when we could easily all be investing into this?
We're gonna gamble tomorrow.
Shit, I'm not gonna lie though, I am gonna gamble tomorrow. Gamble a little bit, but with that, I think obviously the Super Bowl is tomorrow.
Yes.
How far? I don't know how far you guys are gonna watch this video way past when the Super Bowl was. Yes, but 49ers, Chiefs tomorrow.
Who's your
who
money
do you
on?
guys got?
Who's your money on? Who's your money?
My money on. I got my money on the Chiefs.
Same. Money's on Chiefs. Heart goes to 49ers.
Yes, exactly like that.
Same shit. Yeah, but I've the Chiefs, but I do want to put a money line maybe on the 49ers.
I got my money
just
on the 49ers.
Case.
Just in case if they win. Yeah.
I got my money on the 49ers just because they're both powerhouse offenses. They both got good offenses and shit. And then obviously I got my money on the 49ers. I think they're going to pull it through.
You think? Yeah, wow.
I think so. Okay. I think so. That's just my call.
I guess we'll see tomorrow.
We'll see tomorrow.
Inexperienced QB.
The last pick of the draft.
It will be a crazy. They're not underdogs by any means.
No, of course they're a powerhouse.
It will be a crazy story for the quarterback, right?
Yes, but
weren't they the number 1 seed in their thing?
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I want to say they were. Yeah.
But how do you
But it's kind of like going against Patrick Mahomes, and then if they win the 3rd Super Bowl, it's like he just created the dynasty with the Chiefs in his playing time, like in the time he's been with the Chiefs, 3 Super Bowls in 5 years.
Right.
Oh fuck yeah! I'm betting my money on the Chiefs, bro.
I got my money.
Like I said, like he said, my heart is with the Niners.
With 49ers.
But how do you bet against that resume? Like it's.
I think my money is on Rey Mysterio. Honestly.
Honestly, I think I would put
my money's on Usher, bro, for that halftime show.
I don't know, bro. How do you beat last year's halftime?
Oh, Rihanna's?
No, the year before that. Sorry.
Oh, like Dr.
Dre.
Dre.
Rihanna was actually pretty decent.
I thought it was alright.
I
thought Rihanna's was better than
Rihanna's was good. The Weeknd's
Wasn't
halftime
she
show
all
was
pregnant
trash.
too?
Yeah, she was.
She was pregnant, right?
Yeah,
and she hit that shit.
Yeah,
like better
did,
than Eminem and Dr. Dre.
She was like, "Where have you been all my life?" All fucking pregnant and shit.
I think the one with Coldplay was pretty.
That was good with Beyonce, right?
Beyonce, and they brought somebody.
Bruno Mars.
Yeah.
That was like
that one was good as fuck.
That was a 2016 Super Bowl. I remember that. That was a good one.
I guess we're all gonna see tomorrow how it is.
Tomorrow.
Yeah,
that's a good way to.
But yeah, I think with that, we conclude the podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in to another amazing episode of Compas y Chelas. Make sure you guys go check us out on TikTok, Instagram, all our other socials. Our link will be in the description below. Don't forget to drop a like, comment, and subscribe. Here we are signing out with your compa Johnny Boy.
Adios, people.
Your compa Memo.
Later, everybody.
And your compa Esquizo.
Peace out, everybody.
Your compa Tavo. And we'll see you guys.
Ciao. Peace.
Square.